Good morning and welcome to the morning after. We have a great show ahead of us, so stick around. Welcome back. So good morning.
Morning.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Cam.
And welcome to the morning after. So let's get right into it. How was your weekend?
It was alright. How was yours?
It was good. Did do anything fun?
No, did you?
I went to Q-thon, so that was fun. Yeah, they actually hit six figures this year.
Really?
For their fundraising. Yeah, they had a goal of $75,000 and they hit six figures. They had $115,685.13 raised.
That's amazing.
Isn't that a lot of money?
That's so much.
Like
and
a
that
house.
went to and that went to the Connecticut Children's Medical Center, right?
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, and they have
That's
like
awesome.
I think it's the Miracle Network. They were on the show I think 2 weeks ago for an interview to kind of tell us more about it. So I'm happy to hear they made so much money.
Was it a fun event?
Yeah, it was fun. They like dance and stuff. I went with SPB and we actually sponsored a kid, so he was really cute and he was fun. So it's just like fun to go there and see everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
I wish I went.
Yeah, but there's also like a lot of other charity events happening this month.
Like Shamrock the Rope.
Yeah.
That's Kappa Delta, right? That's like a tug of war competition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What else is going on? The St. Baldrick's?
Yeah, there's St. Baldrick's this week. On Wednesday, they have St. Baldrick's for SPB, where people shave their heads here in the piazza. So there's a lot going on this month when it comes to fundraising and all that. It's a busy month, but I guess there's also a lot of money being raised.
Are you going to shave your head for St. Baldrick's?
No, because trying to get a job on television. Good for the people that do.
I don't know. I feel like you could pull off a shaved head.
Maybe not. I like my hair. But no, that'll be a fun event. It's just, it's like nice to see everyone like coming together and it's just like one event after other. But all these people still keep coming out and still like give money. So that's pretty cool to see.
That's awesome. Quinnipiac does a lot of charity events.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like even through the year, I think we just notice it more just because we're like back to back. But there's always stuff going on. I feel like there's always someone like posting on Facebook like, oh, donate to this. And I'm like, oh, if I had money.
If I had money.
If I had money.
If I had money, I would.
Yeah, broke college student.
So, tell me about Q-thon. How was the event organized?
Q-thon put it on. They had it over in the rec center.
Okay.
And it was registration stuff, all that earlier, but it was really from like 5 to 12. So we just went and we just basically stayed the whole time. They had food, they had different people, they had like a morale dance. So I don't know, it was just fun to go to. It was like cool to just like it's such a big event. It's just like something that happens like over a long period of time. So it's like nice to have something here that does that, and especially for a Saturday night. Like normally people are like going out and like going to Toads and everything. So it was like cool to see all those people like not doing that and like doing something for a good cause.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just nice to be like part of the Quinnipiac community.
Did you go last year too?
I went for a little bit last year because my friend was like, she's part of the management team, so I went to go see her. But I think I had something else going on too that night, so I was like dividing my time.
That's fair.
So,
that's fair.
Yeah, but it was cool. All right, so we are gonna toss it now to Kelly with entertainment.
Thanks, guys. Joey Feek, one half of the husband and wife country duo Joey and Rory, died on Friday after a battle with cervical cancer. She was 40 years old. Feek was diagnosed in 2014, and the couple has actively kept fans updated throughout her treatment via their online blog and Instagram. Despite a small remission, her cancer returned 4 months after the birth of her daughter, Indiana. Joey and Rory's sweet relationship with each other and their daughter had fans from all over the world pulling for her. She passed at home, surrounded by family and friends. Lena Dunham, creator and star of the HBO series Girls, was hospitalized over the weekend after suffering from a ruptured ovarian cyst. The star has been open about her struggles with endometriosis, a female reproductive disease that causes chronic pain and cysts, and she will undergo surgery. Dunham announced last month that she won't be doing press for the new season of her show due to a rough patch of the disease. And the Full House spin-off Fuller House just only hit the internet, but it is already renewed for a second season. Netflix tweeted the news on Wednesday saying, "Your list will get even fuller." And while the Olsen twins didn't reprise their roles as Michelle for the first set of episodes, John Stamos said on the Today Show last week that the girls are always welcome to come back. He also said he had a good feeling about their return. That's all I've got for you. Back to Kelly and Cam in the Piazza.
So lots happening in the entertainment world.
Yeah, so much.
Sad to hear about Joey Fleek, though.
That's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, so she was young, and she also was like a young daughter. At least she was surrounded by family and everything.
Yeah.
And the media's been covering kind of her journey for a while now. I feel like every week there was just some sort of update, so people were able to kind of see, like, I don't know, her struggle and her battle, I guess. And also Lena Dunham, that's sad she's hospitalized, but she's always very public about her, like, personal things, which I think is kind of nice. She's, like, very relatable to her fans.
She keeps in touch with them.
And she does keep in touch with them. She, like, started her Facebook post with, like, "Hey, pals," and she just kind of, like, shows, like, how she just kind of, like, talks to them and relates to them. And she's, like, basically, like, your best friend, because you watch, I don't watch Girls, but I have a friend who watches Girls, and she's, like, literally thinks they're all, like, besties.
That's fair. That's very fair. So how about Fuller House?
Fuller House is renewed for season 2.
That's crazy. Like, it got terrible reviews, but
I
it
know.
got renewed in record time.
Did you watch it?
I watched one episode. That's all I could stomach.
Oh, I watched.
It's too cheesy for me.
I missed the first episode, but because I was watching it with my friends and I showed up late. I'm always late. But I watched the second 2 episodes, and, like, it wasn't as bad going into, like, like, technically it would have been the 3rd episode.
Mm-hmm.
So after watching it for a little bit, you're like, oh, like, I kind of get it. Like, you just have to be in that mind frame of, like, this is, like, how the show's going to be, and this is the quality of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, like, it's not Downton Abbey, it's not House of Cards, it's not, like, the greatest television show ever written, but...
Were you a fan of the original Full House?
Yeah, I love Full House. I still watch, like, the regular Full House when it's on, like Nick at Night and stuff, when they, like, replay it.
I'm going to tell you a secret. I've never actually seen Full House.
You've never seen, like,
Never
the real
seen
Full House?
Full House.
Oh my god, you're missing out.
Is it really that good?
It's, like, actually very good.
A classic?
Yeah, but I feel like if you haven't watched it when you were younger, when you were, like, all nostalgic, and, like, when we look back and we're like, oh my god, Rugrats was the greatest show ever, and then you watch Rugrats now and you're like, maybe
Still the
not.
greatest show.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
It's, like, good, but, like, all those shows that we watch back, we're like,
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, not as what we thought it was.
That may have been why I didn't like Fuller House. Because I didn't understand any of the characters.
You didn't understand, yeah. You have to, because there's no character development. They just, like, jump right into the characters they
Exactly.
had. So if you don't know who they are to begin with, then you're, like, completely lost in the whole thing.
Exactly.
It's, like, it's basically just a repeat of the show, but, like gender switches and, like, different people. But it's, like, the same premise where, like, the spouse died, there's 3 children, people are moving in to help. So it's, like, it's kind of sad almost that like, tragedy is hitting them in every generation.
That's
like,
awful.
no one's addressing the fact that the husband's dead, and we're all just like, oh, but I hope she ends up with, like, someone else. Like, she's out partying, like, a year later, and I was like, oh, okay.
At least she's moving on.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
well.
Did you see the Seth Meyers interview with John Stamos?
No, but I heard about it.
It was so funny. It had, Seth had John Stamos read terrible reviews about the Fuller House show. It's awful.
Not good.
I can't repeat any of them on this show, but they were.
People.
It was so mean.
Good for John Stamos, though, for, like, just reading them. Being, like, sticking it
Taking
to the
it
man.
like a champ, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay.
I don't think I could read those reviews about the morning after.
No, probably not. People are probably like, whatever. Oh, well. All right, so we are going to toss it now to Erica with tips on a staycation.
Thanks, guys. Erica Bloomberg here with your top 5 ideas on what to do on a spring break staycation. Although the weather has been warming up, it hasn't yet reached beach-going temperatures. If you find yourself sitting at home with cool temperatures keeping you from going to the beach, try using a hotel's indoor pool. They may charge a day fee to use their pool area. However, this will certainly be cheaper than actually staying at the hotel for a night. Many colleges have different weeks for spring break. If none of your old friends from high school are off the same week as you, try going up and visiting them at school. This is a great way to catch up and see exactly what they've been up to since you last saw them. During spring break, it's easy to just sit at home and scroll through social media sites such as Facebook or Instagram. To help avoid this, try taking a day or short overnight trip. A quick trip into the city is certainly cheaper than a week-long vacation to Cancun or the Bahamas. This next idea may be a little on the pricey side, but the cost will certainly be worth it. Going into a spa for a quick facial or hour-long massage is the perfect way to get your stress levels down from school. Maybe even meet up with a few friends for a relaxing afternoon of group massages, followed by a night out. Lastly, what better way to spend your spring break than giving back to your community? This is by far the cheapest spring break option, as it won't cost you a dime. In return, you'll be more productive than if you had just sat at home and watched Netflix. You might also be able to add it to your resume. Well, that's all I have for you today. Enjoy your spring break, and we'll be right back with more of the morning after this quick commercial break.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's. Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back.
And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time.
With one of our favorite holidays coming up, Shanna has some more on St. Patrick's Day for us.
Thanks, guys. So many people use St. Patrick's Day as an excuse to party and wear green, but not many people know what the holiday means or where it comes from. I did some research about the Irish holiday and learned a few things many do not realize about the March 17th celebration. Starting with the date. March 17th was the day St. Patrick died over 1,500 years ago. And speaking of St. Patrick, the saint was not from Ireland and was not originally named Patrick. He was born in England and at the age of 16 was captured by Irish raiders. After escaping and returning to England for religious training, he changed his name to Patrick, which derives from the Latin term for father figure. St. Patrick was originally linked to the color blue, not green, but as the holiday shifted from a religious holiday to one celebrating the history of Ireland, the color shifted from blue to green, most likely after the green fields Ireland is famous for. On March 17th, during the Irish Rebellion of 1798, in an uprising against British rule in Ireland, Irish soldiers wore green uniforms as a political statement, which also contributed to the color changing from blue to green. The first official celebration for St. Patrick's Day did not occur in Dublin until 1931, but has been a public holiday in Ireland since 1903. There are actually more people with Irish descent in the United States than there are in Ireland. And your chances of finding a 4-leaf clover? 1 in 10,000. Now you know a little bit more about the famous Irish holiday, so this March 17th, you can tell everyone where the holiday came from. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day, and back to you guys in the piazza.
I'm excited for St. Patrick's Day.
I'm very excited.
I'm already wearing green, like I'm ready.
No green on me.
No green? Okay, well, I got the
slacking.
memo. So, big O.J. Simpson news.
Yeah, that's
It continues.
huge. So apparently they found the supposed murder weapon.
Yeah,
the
alleged,
knife.
they allegedly found a knife on his property. So they don't know if it is the murder weapon, but they found a knife. So, and there was a knife that, like involved in the murder.
It was, did you hear that? Apparently, they had found the knife during the actual case when it was going on, but they kept it without like testing it for forensic evidence.
Yeah, it
until
was.
now.
Or I think it was a construction worker found it.
Yeah, the construction worker
found it, and then it got crazy because he gave it to a cop who was off duty at the time for like they were filming like a scene, and then the cop kept the knife, like just like low key, like oh like a souvenir, which it was not so much a souvenir. It was a knife. It was a alleged murder weapon, and then I guess he's retired now. He told one of his cop buddies, he was like, oh yeah, like can you look up the case number? I want to get it framed. What was it? He said he wanted to get it mounted and displayed.
Why would you want that in your house?
With the case number. I was like, sir, what are you doing? And he, so I guess the cop, you know, knowing better than to let him keep this knife, like turned him in, and then they started testing it. But they've had it for a little while. It's not like they found it 3 days ago. Like it's been like, but they're just coming out with it now that they're testing it.
It's kind of a mysterious correlation between this evidence coming out and the new O.J. Simpson show. It's
yeah,
called,
have you been watching like the American Crime Story?
American Crime Story, The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, so.
Do you think there's any relation between this evidence coming out in the show?
Maybe, I don't know. It could be like a slight media ploy. Like they just timed it right, like the PR. Like they know when to release the detail that, oh hey, we found this knife. Like stay tuned, because then you're watching the show. Like I've been watching it. I watched it for Friday night. I like just binged all the shows I had to catch up on. But it's a very good show, so it's like very captivating to watch this trial, because when the trial was actually happening, it was like this huge national thing. So it's like nice to watch it now. So
exactly.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. It'll be cool to see like what happens with it.
Yeah.
See if it is, if they do anything. OJ can't go back on trial because of double jeopardy in the legal system. So it's not like even if it was the murder weapon, they can't say, oh hey, by the way, going to jail now. So I don't know what they're gonna do, and I don't know if they're gonna do anything to the cop because he's retired, so they couldn't technically like discipline him.
I don't know if they can do anything. I don't know if they can even get any evidence from the knife.
Yeah.
Since it's been so long.
Exactly.
All forensic values.
And it's hard to prove that like this is definitely the knife, because it's more of a he said she said at this point. If you've had the knife for that many years, you don't know. Like could be like a knife from next door, and he just like, oh, the construction worker gave it to me. Like I don't know. There's no like validity there.
It's been over a decade since the actual case, correct?
Yeah, it's been long. It's been a long time.
It's been very long.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's still still making headlines today, which is interesting. We've never had something. It's cool to see a trial that's still making headlines like a decade later.
Exactly.
Usually things are just like happen and you're like you forget about them. But there's always something going on.
Exactly. Do you think he was responsible?
He might have been. I think watching the show, I definitely think he might have been, but I don't know. I wasn't there, but like I think so. I'm like 99% sure. Like he probably did it. I don't know.
So would you recommend the show?
No, I would the show is so good. It's so I'm also love law. Like I'm a legal studies minor, so like I just enjoy that kind of thing. But I don't know. It's such a good show. It's so well written. And it's like cool to see like the different lawyers and stuff. It's like the dream team, so it's like kind of cool to see like the behind the scenes, because like everything wasn't so perfect, and all the other kind of stuff, and the ripple effect of like her friends and how people just kind of they see OJ but they forget that there were 2 people murdered. So I think that's also kind of sad, and we have to remember that.
That's very true.
So all right, well we are going to toss it now to Mike. Went around and asked people what color they saw in a jacket, so could be dress 2.0. So let's see what people said.
Thanks guys, Mike here. And there is an image of a jacket circulating around the internet, and nobody can figure out what color this jacket is. So I decided to go out and ask people what they thought. What color is this jacket?
Gray.
Gray and what?
White.
I see green and gold.
Looks like light blue and brown. White, sorry.
Light blue and white. You see blue and white?
Yeah, blue and white. Wait, look at it.
Look at the jacket. No, it's really weird because I see black and brown.
Are you being serious?
Looks light blue and white to me.
Blue and white.
Blue and white.
Yeah.
Why?
It looks blue and white.
It looks blue and white.
It's light blue.
Light blue. What would you say if I told you that I think that this jacket is black and brown?
I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen this with the dress. And to be honest, I would say that I have no time for people like you.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
Looks like teal to me.
Teal?
Teal, yeah.
Which part is teal?
Like the jacket itself, and then the stripes are white, and the Adidas sign is white.
Is white. What would you say if I told you that I see black and brown?
I'd probably tell you you're a little bit crazy, because I definitely see teal and white.
Black?
You see black?
Yeah.
Black and brown?
Yeah.
That's what I see too. Everybody else that we have interviewed today has said that it's blue and white. How crazy is that?
I don't see it.
You don't see it? Yeah. Neither do I. All right, but we're going to put this to the test now. All right, so we have come here to Photoshop to settle this debate once and for all. Let's check this out. Over here we have, if we look over here, we have, it's in the teal family. And it's like very, very dark blue. If we look over here, that's brown. I don't understand how this can be white, but then again, that is just me. Perhaps you will never know what color this jacket is, and maybe some things are better left unknown. Back to you guys in the piazza.
Thanks, Mike. So now we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac entertainment news.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Trisha Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. We'll start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
oh, well, 7 of me then.
Welcome back. So, have you had any midterms this year?
I have not.
Neither have I. Neither have I. So, we're very well adapted to give you some advice then on, especially for everyone else that has midterms. So, some advice that we found online would be to exercise.
Exercise, of course, yeah.
You know, get some calories burning. Go for a walk.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do to de-stress, especially now with the warm weather.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 70 on Wednesday.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
I know. Go for a walk. I like walk back from Hogan to my car, like de-stressing. Play a board game. That's a fun one. I always forget.
Well, it depends what board game.
That's true. That could actually be more stressful than midterms if you're playing like a hardcore version of like Monopoly, trying to like take over.
Or Uno, get hit with the draw 4.
Scrabble.
terrible.
Scrabble would probably be
Scrabble?
good for your mind. Like, if you have like an English exam,
Mhm.
you're like, ooh, words.
Yeah, board games would actually stress me out a lot
Yeah,
more
no,
than
stress. Yeah, I hate board games.
de-stressing me.
My roommate was like, let's play board games. No. I hate board games. They're just like too stressful. I get too into it. I get too competitive. I don't know. I don't like them. Ooh, long drive.
Long drive, that's perfect.
I love that. I like driving because you can't do anything when you're driving. Like, you can't text. You can't like really call anyone because you have to, eyes on the road. Unless you have someone in the car, you can like chat. But usually you just have to drive and like listen to music. And I don't know. It's just kind of nice to be somewhere and you're like, I can't do anything. Like, I physically cannot do anything. Like, you can't write an email. You can't, like, people are trying to talk to you. I don't know, I just think drives, like, are very peaceful. Like, not just that, like, you have to get where you have to go. Eat out and order something you've never had before.
It's actually a really good idea.
You get your...
I didn't even think of that.
Exactly. Like, get your head out of your, like, this routine. You can be like, you know what? I'm going to try something new today.
Especially for Quinnipiac students, they could go into New Haven, go to one of the pizza places.
Yeah.
Frank Pepe's, right?
Yeah. Oh, I've never been there, which is so sad because I live in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But I've heard great things.
It's famous, right?
Yeah, it is very famous.
I've never
Like,
been there either.
They're like #1 all the time. They're like always making headlines. So basically just do little things. So like if you're studying, you have to like take a break.
Mhm.
Just kind of like don't overwhelm yourself,
It's always good to take a Netflix break every once in a
Netflix
while.
break. Like sometimes you forget because you're like, oh, I have to stay motivated. I have to
Mhm.
like be productive. And sometimes you're more productive if you just like take a half an hour, watch an episode of Friends, and like go back.
Or Fuller House.
A Fuller House, that could actually be more stressful because you get nostalgic and you're like, oh no, like I'm stressed because this show isn't good. Like I would get physically more stressed watching a television show than I would studying for a test probably.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have any midterms then.
I know, exactly. House of Cards just came out, so I feel like
Oof.
that is also something I would like take a break and watch House of Cards, but then I'd be stressed because I'm, oh no, like America. The state of America is like in my hands. All right, we are going to toss it now to Mike, who has some fun college majors. Speaking of stress and midterms, so what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. Mike here, and most of us here at Quinnipiac are studying what most people would consider a pretty normal major. Some people study journalism, some business, and others nursing or occupational therapy, or even law. But it turns out that there are some pretty strange courses of study out there if you look hard enough. For instance, you can actually get a degree in bowling management. It's true. It is offered by Vincennes University in Indiana. I guess it's the perfect major if you love the smell and sounds of bowling alleys at midnight. There's even a concentration in pin setter mechanics, but I'll spare you the details of what that encompasses. I'm sorry. The next major sounds like quite an adventure because Plymouth State University actually offers a degree in adventure education. That's right, students get to learn the fine craft of canoe paddling and exploring the wilderness. But this is not to prepare you to become the next Bear Grylls. No, this program actually helps students prepare for careers in environmental studies. And if you're a Beatles fan, what better way to show your friends that you know more about the band than they do than with an MA in Beatles Studies from Liverpool Hope University. In this one-of-a-kind program, you can learn the way pop music shapes the world, and students even have to complete a pilgrimage to Liverpool, the place where it all began. This program was founded in 2009. When life gives you lemons, maybe it's a sign that you should major in citrus at Florida Southern College, where students learn the craft of growing and maintaining citrus trees. You get to take classes such as citrus grove management and soil science. I mean, somebody has to grow all those orange trees for Tropicana, right? And that wraps up my list for today, but I have only scratched the surface. I think that this just goes to show that there is no limit to what you can study and become an expert on in this world. Back to you guys in the piazza.
All right, so Cam, what are you doing for spring break?
I have absolutely no plans, and I want to keep it that way.
Oh, that sounds
for as
great.
long as I can.
Just like relax.
Just lay in my bed for an entire week straight.
Yeah, I'm going down to my aunt's house in North Carolina.
Mhm.
But like once I'm there, like that's it. Like I am just
hibernate.
relaxing. Like I am just hanging out with like her dog, with her. We're gonna eat some good food and just have like a break.
That sounds so nice.
I know, I can't wait. I'm excited. I wish it was a little warmer so I could go to the beach.
Exactly, yeah. That's the only downfall.
Yeah, but come summer, I will be there. I will be at the beach and ready. So that's all we have time for today. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram. We are the morning after Q30. You can also check us out on Q30television.com. So there's that. So have a great week.